Good morning. It is the 30th of November 2019. Bitcoin prices are just about to slide back and the alts are just about to take right off. Let's jump into today's episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. First of all, we're looking at Bitcoin prices making this bearish flag right now. I'll get in there and I'll draw that in a second, but look at the number of longs going up here. As the excitement gets crazy, they're just about to get clobbered. The shorts aren't doing very much right now, and I figured they would have been climbing up. Let's jump into our indicators and see what they're telling us, and at the end of the episode is the really exciting stuff about the altcoins. So I want to get through this quickly. I do believe this is really good that we've bounced here just as we had in the past, but now we have to build some structure before we can go higher. Let's zoom in closer and take a look at the 12-hour. We've got a nice double bounce, a really good divergence set up here. But as you can see, we're going to need much more divergence with stability before we're going to be turning around. And we're still going to come back to that $5,800 level. Sharp move coming down right away here. Let's zoom in. We did see these 1, 2, 3s manifest and build out here the other day, the last few days. And what I want to see now is where is that going to be breaking this trend line, because we do have that bear flag right here. Down signal, bear flag, sharp crack down. And the longs are just setting it up perfectly right now. 4-hour time frame. So here's the beginning, the sharp crack down. We've got the 1, 2, 3 top formation as we're getting into the closer time frame, right up under support and resistance. Right up under support and resistance, a little 1, 2, 3 top formation. Let's see if our divergences are setting up here in that really close time frame. So we're into the 1-hour time frame now. So we have higher highs and a divergence in the RSI. Came out to the 1, 2, 3, and it's starting to break the uptrend line as it's cracking the 1, 2, 3. So there is all of our trend lines all breaking right there. So that we're going to see some hammering going on probably as I'm recording this. Let's go into the on balance volume and go through it. I want to see what's going on with the dumping versus the dumping. Moving in here, I just wanted to check to see how much buying this was, how much activity there is. It looks pretty good. There's some buying going on there, and this is just observing. Whoops, let me go back to the 1-hour time frame here. This is just observing, but we can see that there is buying less, a little less buying, and then it has turned to a dumping selling right off the tip of that corner right there. So we'll go in now to the MACD and see what it's been saying. The weekly MACD is still bearish. We haven't turned around there. The daily has crossed over. So this is the first beginning of the bullish turnaround, but we've reviewed this before that there's a lot more required before we're going to really say that it's bullish overall. This was really good for the 12-hour to cross to the positive, but now we can see the last couple histograms are easing off more negative. Let's see what the front edge is doing, because the 4-hour is crossing to the negative at the very same time that we're getting this trend line break. So there's our trend line break, and this is crossing to the negative right here at the tip. And of course, we already know that we have the 1, 2, 3 formation in here and that super small time frame, but it is a small time frame with a 1, 2, 3 inside the parallel channel. And if you know, I like parallel channels, especially when we get into a 1, 2, 3 inside this parallel channel, and then it's breaking out of it. This is something to pay attention to all the way along through this parallel channel. So then it's easy to see that we have a divergence setting up here as well in this small time frame. So with those longs and shorts being where they are, I'm just got that conspiracy theory feel. The 1-hour time frame is accelerating negative right this minute. The 15-minute time frame has already crossed the negative and pulling down. I didn't really pay attention to when the 1-hour crossed, because more it's the divergences there. Now let's go to the Ichimoku and see what's going on here. The blue and the red are easing off. They're not accelerating apart as much right now. The cloud is still green, but it is descending. I don't know. We'll just keep watching it. The daily time frame has pulled up, but boy, that looks like a bear flag and a hammer coming, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like it's coming up to the support and resistance now, and here we come? And I think the alts are going to take off. So let's continue on to this episode, because this is still across to the negative in the Ichimoku cloud. There's no turnaround to a bullish. On the 12-hour time frame, we've pulled back, but I'm always looking for the cross into the sell signal in the Ichimoku cloud, and this isn't giving it, it's just a pullback. Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Should the blue cross the red as we're coming back out of this cloud? Certainly it would be a sell signal, but right now it's all in a buy signal stance. We have the cross to the positive. This is a cross. This is all positive here for the 4-hour time frame. So if we are going to pull back, maybe the closer time frames are given that to us, and this would be the first sign of it right there, as the blue has crossed below the red. Next would be that this comes to twist and give us a red cloud, and that prices continue to go through it. At the same time prices go down, the trailing indicator will cut through everything as well. So that we have the 1, 2, 3 top formation, the break of the trend line are the main things that are going on here. And now the Ichimoku cloud is starting to also come into a confirm on the 1-hour time frame. If I move into the 15-minute time frame, it is more sharp to this small move in the 1, 2, 3 top formation, and it looks like a miniature pissing off the roof formation, where it's just gaining speed the further it falls down. So we're catching it live, sort of just as we caught the other day, the 1, 2, 3s as they were setting up here. So by learning how to read the 1, 2, 3s in the break of the trend lines and position sizing, I hope this really helps your trading, because it's great for me. This stuff is phenomenal for me. So now in the weekly Bollinger Bands, we are coming off a weekly mean reversion, which we haven't seen in a while. And it was a daily mean reversion. Now we're coming up to the daily midline, which some Bollinger Band trading signals, I imagine, are to buy on that mean reversion way as it's coming out of the band, and then to sell part of your position at least as it comes to the midline, because it has reverted back now to the mean price. And so this is a mean reversion strategy. We're expected to go back to the mean and then out to extreme, then back to the mean. Sounded like walking a dog, and the dog would go back and forth on the path. As we get into the 12-hour time frame, we can see that it is sort of confirming what we're seeing on that daily. The daily is up to the mean. The 12-hour is up to the top of the band, which those put together for me is the beginning of seeing when the mean reversion should be taken, which would be a short signal when those two things match up. Let's see what the 4-hour is telling us, because it is also coming off a mean reversion sell signal here, which is super exciting to me to map it out as it's actually happening. When it matches with a 1, 2, 3 and we see a very narrow neck, it's probably going to be pulling back sharp and quick and deep, just as I was saying earlier. Love it. That's great for me to see the everything adding up like that. A real big heartbeat move here. Something really changed. Who knows? But anyway, this is what's the exciting stuff. Look what's going on here. Bitcoin prices are making this bearish wedge, and they're just about to break out of this top formation. At the same time, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Ripple are all making descending patterns. Little 1, 2, 3 bottom formations, not really nice yet. They're sort of lower lows, but they'll build out. This is the very beginning of it. This is what I'm imagining, and I'm starting to imagine that more because of what's going on with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has been in this head and shoulders top formation for a while, and it's either going to keep going up and the altcoins will suffer and they'll hold back. We'll have to keep patient, keep watching. But there'll be a day, and it's coming, that it's going to start breaking through these levels. And at that time, we're going to have a wave of 20 to 30 or 40 different altcoins giving us buy signals all at the same time. And so we have to remain alert. It's really a close time to decide whether or not we should be holding Bitcoin or altcoins. If Bitcoin dominance is going up, we should be holding Bitcoin. If Bitcoin dominance is coming down, we should be holding altcoins, but not just any old altcoin. You may know, of course, that we are doing the bull market watch, and you can get access to this bull market watch spreadsheet so that you get updates on every single coin on Binance and Poloniex every single day. You get to know all of them. You get to know which are the alerts, which are the hold status coins. You get to see them, track them, and which are the exit status coins. You get to see all of that data by becoming a Patreon supporter. It's fantastic data, really helps you see which are these coins that are now coming up into alert status. This is really bullish to see this setting up here now. And it's a trend. We can see the bullishness is picking back up again. So I believe that Bitcoin dominance is going to be dropping quickly, and this is the time to be ready for it. And it's the time to do the deep studies. This is the time to do it. So what I've done is set up a few different portfolios in Binance. We have the benchmark portfolio, which is all of the coins on Binance. And we can see that this has given us a 3% gain since we started this snapshot. And then I created a few different portfolios, and you can quickly see here that Triple is doing the best with a almost 8% performance overall. You may wonder, what is Triple? Triple is the group of coins that passed the bull market watch test. They passed the Ichimoku cloud test on the daily price chart, and they passed the Bollinger Band test on the weekly view. That select group of coins, 48 markets out of all of Binance, has 34 winners and 13 losers. The whole thing is up almost 8%. So it's really outperforming the benchmark, both in terms of percentage gain and the number of winners in that portfolio. These ones are going to outperform the rest of the market because these are the coins that actually have working projects that are going somewhere, and the investors are already showing us. If you are interested in learning more about what we're doing, there's 3 ways we can help. First, I recommend that you go to the website and get the free webinar that teaches the complete trading system that I'm talking about on this live stream. You can access the Bull Market Watch spreadsheet and sign up as a subscriber here, or you can get all of our research with the Pro package, including the Best of Binance spreadsheet that I was just telling you about. All that and more over on Introtocryptos.ca. So quickly in review, I think we're in the spot for a pullback right now because of this bear flag that we've just set up in. And as the RSI is breaking these levels, we'll be watching to see how this unfolds over the next little while here. The other option I'll also be watching for is for prices to stop in a range like this and have the RSI pull back much more deeply than the prices, so that we have a divergence in the price and the RSI as we come to this kind of moment. So we'll see how this unfolds from here forward. Let's see what the next indicators tell us. This is more of an observing indicator to see, as prices are coming down, how much selling really did it take us to get down to where we have a decision point of another opposite facing 1, 2, 3. So this is just observation here. The big news on the MACD is the cross of the 4-hour, and we'll see if this manifests to the cross of the 12-hour. But if the 12-hour holds as the 4-hour pulls back, we could be in for that same scenario I'm watching for as a potential for here as well. So then this will have to come back and cross here so that we get higher crosses at the same time that the RSI pulled back the way I was describing. I am expecting a deeper pullback, but if we are going to maintain it from here and make a bounce and then move our way up, then the 4-hour is going to have to hold its position and actually maintain things so that the 12-hour can mature and turn itself around into a green cloud, and that we can get up and through that cloud. But so long as we're up and we're bouncing against that cloud, I'm still watching for all of this to be sell signals up against these support and resistance levels. And in the Bollinger Bands, the big news for me is the mean reversion bounce off of the midline on the daily that matched the cloud almost touch on the 12-hour at the same time that the 4-hour touched up against the cloud. And in hindsight, it does look like it's a mean reversion sell signal. I just want to observe it, and I want your comments in the description down below. Let me know how I'm doing with Bollinger Bands. Do you think there's something I'm missing here? Let's finish up with the last of the review. Is the altcoins are on the edge of breaking out right now, and I think that altcoin dominance is going to be dropping back. This is such a key moment because there will be a wave of cryptos that are ready to go. And again, it's not all of them. On average, dominance shows us that, but we can see that only a few percentage of all of the coins are good enough projects that investors are already investing in them. those are the ones I want to jump on the coattail. I'm not a whale. I'm not going to set the market. I'm just going to follow along with the wave. So I hope that you're going to jump in and join us on this wave. It's fantastic. I hope I make it valuable enough that you just can't turn it down, really. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll tune in tomorrow for the next episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin.